Welcome. Today we're going to talk about meters. Meters inside your CMMS system that help drive your work order actions or your on-condition tasks. So there are two types of meters typically inside your CMMS or EAM system. One is a counting meter. A counting meter simply rolls up as things count through it. So this is your hour meter on your air compressor, or could be your production order. So the production order, we produced X number of units today. When the production order closes out, the meter reading goes up, and you can have triggers associated with the meter reading going up to a certain plateau. So if every, 500,000 units that go through the line, we need to take a look at the chain or do some other activities, then what happens is you create a meter that says every 500,000 units or counts, we want something to happen. And that something to happen happens through, there are action limits. So at the action limit of 50,000, you're going to trigger either a PM to come out or a job plan to be attached to a work order. Either way, the end result is a work order that comes out of the system. So the counting meter can go up to an action limit, and there are certainly alarm limits, and there's some other functionality inside meters, but we're going to cover the very basics here. The other type of meter is a conditional meter or a characteristic meter. A characteristic meter is not looking for numbers, it's looking for a response from the technician. So this could be something as simple as check the belt. Obviously, this is not a very well-written task. It should say check the belt for glazing or cracking or fraying. And so the response, however, because it's just a belt, is either it's good or it needs to be replaced. We're not going to say the belt is glazed or the belt is fraying. You could, if you really wanted to know the analytics of how often belts glaze versus fray, but for general purposes, we just want to know if it's good or we want to replace it. If the technician selects replace it, then the same thing applies. Replace it ends up being the alarm limit for that meter, and it triggers either a PM or a job plan to come out that says replace that belt. So again, the meter functionality is something that's not often used, but is incredibly powerful and should really be what drives your PM program. Most PM programs today are time-based, and time-based, quite frankly, is not very good. We want to know how often we should be doing the meters and how often we should be doing our PMs. And the functionality inside your CMMS or EAM can begin to forecast how often to execute the PM, and will essentially trigger those PMs to come out if it's seeing the meter readings going up too close to the alarm point. So if it takes 4 months to go from 0 to 50% of the alarm point, the PM system is going to assume that at the 8-month interval, the PM needs to come out, and it's going to start preparing for that. And so if it continues on that trend and you have a 30-day lead time, you get to month 7, that PM is going to come out if you've set the CMMS up to adequately assess and determine when that PM should come out based on past meter readings. You don't have to use that functionality, but it exists. So anyway, you should be looking to take advantage of the meter functionality inside your CMMS so that you can move away from a time-based scenario and more towards a meter-based or cycle or duty cycle-based scenario. Awesome. Take a look at meters.